Hello, we are very lucky this evening. We have got author of multiple series, Suzy Bussell. Hello, welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me.
That's more than welcome. Tell us, let's jump straight in.
Mhm.
Tell us about your series that you have, all this, because you've just started, or well, book two of the most recent series as well, haven't you?
Yeah, so I have two series. The first series is my Exeter series, and that's the longest one. And that is sort of mysteries set around Exeter, obviously, because it's the Exeter series. And it's two private detectives. It's a modern contemporary series, and they get assigned different tasks to mysteries to solve around Exeter. And the second series is set in Sidmouth, and that is a cozy paranormal series, so quite different to the other one. And that is, yeah, more sort of a traditional cozy, and it has some friendly ghosts in it. So if you like the TV show Ghosts, then definitely that book for you.
Ah,
But each series always it's always a mystery. It's usually a murder, but not always.
mm.
And yeah, so that's the two. I do have a third one that's coming out next year, which is going to be in and around Devon, and that's a sort of a spin-off from the Exeter series, and that's going to be a police procedural, which is going to be set around about Devon and maybe going into Cornwall a little bit as well.
Right, okay. Now, obviously, you're from Devon, aren't you? So it's a very inspirational
Yeah.
place.
Yeah, I mean, I've been here 22 years. So although I can kind of claim I'm from Devon, my mum was a Devon girl, and lots of my family are here in Devon. Although I grew up in Hertfordshire and I moved here 22 years ago.
I think you
And yeah,
qualify.
so
I think you
yeah,
qualify for a Devon Belle, definitely.
yeah, I'm half Devon anyway. So yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
um,
But like I
yeah,
say, very inspiring place. I mean,
mm,
it's just beautiful,
yeah,
and there's so many different,
totally.
places that you can just inspiration hits you. Um, and obviously you've said quite clearly the Exeter series, obviously based in a city, obviously very
Mhm,
much more urban.
mm.
Whereas the Sidmouth one, we've got coast. Um,
Yes.
so what is it when you visit places yourself?
Mm.
And it's somewhere maybe you haven't been before, are your senses flooded with, I can write a story about this, or I can base a story in this area?
Yeah, I mean, there's not many places that I haven't been to in Devon now. Although there's sort of North Devon. I don't go to North Devon very much because I live in East Devon, and so it's still such a big county. It takes
Yeah.
ages to get from one side to the other. But yeah, I still even I'm revisiting places, I kind of think actually, this is really good. So, for example, Exmouth. Even though that's still East Devon, it still takes me 40 minutes to get there. But I, a couple of years ago, spent quite a lot of time in Exmouth over the summer because my son was doing an archaeological dig, and it was quicker just to it was easier to just sort of stay there all day
Yeah.
and just drop him off and then pick him up at the end of the day. And I ended up writing in that time that I had in Exmouth, and I was just coming to the end of a book, and I just thought, where should I set the next one? And actually, I was like, this it has to be Exmouth now because I've
Yeah.
spent so much time here.
Yeah.
And so you discover more things about Exmouth. Even though I went there as a child on holiday, and I discovered Orcombe Point, which is a very famous part of Exmouth, and thought, yes, this would be a great place to put a dead body. So
Yeah.
it's
That's what I was meaning. I mean,
yeah,
sometimes you look at a place and you think, wow, yeah, like you say, that I can put a
mm,
dead body there. Exmouth
yeah,
is lovely. It's got that great big
yeah,
sweeping sort of promenade as well, all the way
mm,
along, hasn't it?
exactly.
So I completely get that. So that's something you're working on now, is it? Is that a project that
No,
you?
that's all finished. That's actually part of the Exeter series.
Oh, I
So
see. Right, okay.
that was book six in the Exeter series, and
Right,
I'm
okay.
now currently writing book eight. So and book seven is out as well.
Right, well,
Um,
that's I was going to say, but that's X and the City, isn't it? I think that one, the book
yes,
seven.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
that's right. Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
talking about the series, and you saying obviously there's going to be a book eight. When you
Mm.
started with book one in the series, the very first book,
Hmm.
did you know it was going to be a series, or is that something that happens
Yeah.
partway through?
No, I did know. Yeah, I
Mm.
did know. And I purposefully wrote commercially, knowing that I needed to write a series in order for it to be more commercially successful,
Mm.
especially as a cozy, sort of cozy crime. people expect a series with that type of book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas sort of thrillers, you might not necessarily have to write in a series, or sort of like domestic thrillers, that type of thing.
Mm.
I did know it was going to be a series, although I didn't realize it was going to be quite so long. I thought I'd probably stop at book 3, but I'd write book 3, and then now I can still think of lots of ideas, so I'm just going to
Excellent.
carry on.
And
Mm.
obviously that's a testament to the characters, isn't it? So tell us a little bit more about the characters, because obviously,
Mm.
you know, that's something that carries through the
Mm.
series, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. So there's 2 private detectives, and one of them is Angus, and he's sort of in his mid 50s. He was a police officer, but decided just to get out of it because he'd had enough. And he was a detective, and so he is trying to earn some money to, to make a living. And he very quickly realizes, though, that he has zero technical skills with computers, and he needs some help. And so in the first book, he brings in someone who is his ex-colleague's sister, and she's a cybersecurity expert. And she's just recently divorced and sort of going through her own issues. She's in her late 40s, and she's looking for something to kind of help with her sort of personal therapy to get over her broken marriage. And so they work together. She's obviously doesn't know anything about investigation, sort of, private investigation in that way. So she's sort of learning, but she's also extremely skilled, and they soon kind of learn very quickly that they can't do without each other in their work life. And so yeah, that's kind of what happens. She does kind of keep turning up everywhere, even though he kind of initially sort of just wanted a little bit of help, and then she
Yeah.
keeps turning up saying, I'm just going to follow you. And yeah.
And obviously, we're thinking about those characters.
Mm.
Is there must have been a lot of research that went into finding out about what the processes are and the protocols around detective work. So, how did you go about doing research for that?
So I didn't do a massive amount of research from that, only by the fact that I didn't want it to get too dogged down, because
Mm,
I thought, if it's too procedural,
yeah,
it's going to be kind of a bit dry. And I think part of the good thing about the books are that they do break the rules. They just kind of do what they want.
yeah, yeah,
And you can do that when it's not a police procedural,
yeah,
because they're set for themselves.
yeah,
So other than breaking the law, they can pretty much do what they want.
yeah.
So yeah, and they do basically. So yeah. Although when I say they don't break the law, Charlotte, who's the cybersecurity expert, she does break the law a little bit, because she's very good at hacking people, hacking people's networks, hacking people's devices. But she's also, because she's a cybersecurity expert, she knows how to cover her tracks as well. So yeah, and that causes conflicts between them, because obviously, well, Angus is quite a stickler for not breaking the law, pushing the boundaries, but not breaking the law.
Yeah.
Whereas Charlotte is very much, yeah, I know I can do it. I'm not harming anyone. I'm just not trying to,
Yeah.
find the criminal.
Mm,
And if it means that I get a result from hacking somebody, then, I'm going to do it. So
yeah.
yeah, there can
Yeah.
be quite a lot of conflict there.
Yeah, so real sort of quite streetwise type people, or characters within that series. So going
Mm.
on to the other series, which is the
Mhm.
Jane Austen Tearoom series. So tell us
That's
about
right.
that character, because then there's quite almost like light and dark,
Mm.
really, it seems like
Yeah, it's
between the two.
completely different
Mm,
series. Yeah. Yeah. So the main character for that one is Trinity. She grew up in Sidmouth, but she's come back in her 40s, and she's set up a Jane Austen themed tea room. And she, on the opening day, where it's the opening ceremony, somebody is stabbed in the garden of the tea room. And so she needs to find out who's done it, because everybody is kind of like whispering about her tea room, and lots of people didn't want it anyway. So yeah, she needs to try and find out who the murderer was, so that she
yeah,
can open her tea room again, and live her dream, because that's what she wants to do.
yeah.
But also, that afternoon, she goes home, and somebody has left a parcel at her house, and it's a ring.
Ooh,
And when she puts on the ring, ghosts appear, and the friendly ghosts appear, and they are attached to the ring, and they're from the Regency period. So they help her try and solve the mystery as well. And alongside of that, she tries to help them get to the afterlife instead of
Oh,
being attached to the ring. So there's an ongoing theme of trying to get them back to the afterlife as
yeah,
well.
yeah. And so with that, I mean, is there any part of you in this character? Because with Jane Austen, are you a Jane Austen fan?
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely a massive Jane Austen
Yeah.
fan. Yeah. And I'm so pleased to see everybody celebrating her this 250 years
Yeah.
of her birth. And yeah, and it all started when I was 15. I was at school doing my GCSE English literature, and I did find the books and the plays that we did then really dry. I didn't like them at all,
Mm.
and I'd kind of sort of lost my interest in reading. And but there was a sort of a lifeline whereby um, my teacher said, as part of the course, you have to do a, um, a, a study of a literature book or books, and
Mm.
you can pick them yourself. So you couldn't pick something, it had to be a proper literary book,
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't know what to do because I didn't really know much about the classics or anything like that. So I went home to my mum and I said, look, do you have any idea? And she said, yes, I've got just the book for you. And it was Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. And that was it. That was literally, I read it. I didn't understand some of it because the language is
Yeah.
quite,
Yeah.
it was very different to, what someone in Hertfordshire was brought up
Yeah.
with in the 1980s. But I could very quickly, with a dictionary in hand, learn a lot of what the words were. And then I read Sense and Sensibility as well, and I wrote my essay, and I got an A, and it was the only A I ever got in any of
Oh.
my disease. Yeah, so I was really pleased about that. But it really ignited it, and obviously I read all the other books afterwards as well,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I've loved her since then. So decades,
Yeah.
and it's great to see sometimes people who just discovering Jane Austen, and
Yeah.
I know those books back to front because I've read them so many times. I mean, I've
Yeah.
lost count. I can't even, but yeah, it's great to see so many people who love her and
Yeah.
love her work.
And you're able to put her a little piece of her in your new
Mm,
series. So I think that's quite
yeah,
nice.
yeah,
Look at that. That's
mm,
lovely.
yeah.
How many do you reckon in this series? Are you gonna have give a guess?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm just putting the final edits to the third book, and that should be out by February. So I'm not sure. At least six,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure I'll go beyond six for that.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. It blows my mind that you have that knowledge already in your head. I imagine all these characters in your head having all these conversations, and it's going to
Yeah,
last for that amount of in the
yeah.
series, 6 books. So that's just
Mm.
hats off to you. That's incredible. Do you have a standout favorite out of all the books that you've written?
Yes, the third book of the Exeter series,
Mhm.
that's my favorite. That's where Charlotte, the cybersecurity expert, her ex-husband,
Mhm.
he gets kidnapped. And what I didn't say earlier was the reason why they broke up was because her her husband had an affair with her best friend. And so she not only lost her husband, she lost her best friend. But her best friend comes along and says, I need your help. He's been kidnapped. And she doesn't want to help,
Yeah.
She's like,
Yeah,
well,
yep, see ya.
yeah,
The
but
end.
she does. She does the right thing. Yeah, she does the right thing.
Mm.
And so she ends up, so it's great because there's so much conflict going on in her head
Yeah,
where
yeah,
she doesn't really want to help, but she does want to help because they've
yeah,
got kids as well. And,
yeah,
it's like, yeah, so I had great fun with that one
yeah,
actually.
I
And
bet.
great twist at the end as well. So I love that one so
Yeah,
much,
yeah,
just because of the great conflict.
yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. It must be hard though to pick a favorite when you've written all of them. It's like picking a favorite child, isn't it? It's like
Mm.
they're all your
Yeah, yeah.
babies. So,
Mm.
yeah. Now, obviously, you're going to be coming to the Blandford Literary Festival, and you are
Yes.
doing well, it's how to write a mystery, really, isn't it? You're going
Mhm.
to be talking to people about that. So
Yeah.
give us a little bit of an overview without giving too much away, because we never like
Mm.
to have too much of the plot, about
Yeah.
what people can expect.
So it's going to be very much a workshop. whereby anybody who, it doesn't matter if you've written before, you haven't written before, as long as you haven't written a mystery or you're struggling to write a mystery, this would be for you. If you want to know sort of the secrets of how to write a mystery. So
Mm.
we'll be looking at sort of the genre within the mystery. So it will cover a broad range because there's lots of different types of mystery.
Yeah.
There's Nordic noir, there's, paranormal, like I've written,
Yeah.
there's police procedural. It doesn't really matter what you want to do, but we look at creating our main sleuth or sleuths if you want to have two or more, but we would try and concentrate on one. And then we'll, from that, build your setting. So again, I've obviously written in Exeter and Sidmouth. You
Mm.
might want to have it written, somewhere else in Scotland or wherever you like.
Mm.
You might like Death in Paradise and you want to set it on a Caribbean island or
Yeah.
something. And then we'll look at how do we actually structure this, and it will take the form of a sort of a certain number of steps that I take and lots of other people take, including the TV shows
Mm.
like Death in Paradise, where they do have a formula, but you can use it loosely, so you don't feel like, oh, it's just going to be a formulaic book. It really isn't. It just gives you a blueprint to sort of say, how do we have this mystery and
Mm.
how do we keep people wanting to turn the page to
Yeah.
find out what's happened?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't want to give any more away, but
No, that sounds good. So
very much
people,
hands on.
yeah, yeah. So it is very much interactive, isn't it? Then, by the sounds of that, which is
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
I'll give the date. So it's Saturday, the 15th of November, 2 till 3, and that's at the Corn Exchange. So that would be
Mhm.
brilliant if people can come. They bring a pad and pen with them.
Yes, yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, we'll get that be sorted. That would be fantastic. I mean, people are out there, and they may have read loads and loads of mysteries, and probably don't that it's like trying to put together a puzzle. And I know myself,
Mm,
I would find it incredibly difficult. And I just think when I look at all the series that you've written and the fact that you, like I said, you're going to go on to write six potentially for your new series. And I think,
mm.
how do you do it? How do you do it? How do you make sure that get those, peaks and
Mm,
troughs to keep, like you say, keep
mm,
people
mm.
interested? So this is how we're going to find out is by going to your
Yeah,
workshop and just
yes.
having a few tools to take away and try and write our own mysteries, I suppose. So yeah.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.
Brilliant,
Mm.
brilliant. Well, I'm not going to keep you any longer. You've given us
Okay.
lots and lots to think about for the weekend on the 15th, but also lots to think about with your series and all the very best with the new series. It sounds fantastic. Right up my street. Love a good paranormal. And it's brilliant. Thank you ever so much, Susie, for coming on. Really pleased. And I will see you on the 15th.
Lovely. Thank you.
All right. Speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye.